Okay, friends and family. Um, so I'm feeling much better. So I'd like to say that. Um, I ended up on a really strong antibiotic, and that gave me some really nasty side effects. Um, but I seem to be okay for now. For the most part, anyways. Yeah, I still got problems. My thyroid is still messed up and still waiting on an appointment to see an endocrinologist to deal with whatever's wrong with my immune system that's messing up my thyroid and Lord knows what else. Um, so, but what I really want to talk about today are universal programs and why we need them. Um, for those who know me very well, um, they already know that I am the single mother of two special needs people. Um, I had normal, healthy pregnancies, um, gave birth to normal, healthy babies. Or at least, that's what it appeared. But their problems didn't appear until, like walking, talking, well, not walking. They actually both walked on time, no problem. Um, Charlie definitely spoke on time, no problem, but he definitely had speech issues in that if you were outside of the family, if you were somebody who didn't live with him and I mean I didn't he was my first child, so for me I didn't realize there was anything wrong, but when he went off to daycare at the college while I was taking courses to get my degree, the teachers there complained they couldn't understand him. And I didn't know what they were talking. We mean he can't say he speaks in full sentences and he has a very good vocabulary. I don't under, so, but anyways, that led to him being referred to for, some testing for his speech and whatnot. So apparently how, his speech wasn't clear enough for most people to understand. Um, so he started speech therapy even before he went off to kindergarten. Um, and of course, as he got older and whatnot, other things it became apparent that there were other things that weren't normal, or quote unquote whatever normal is. uh, and so speech, other things going on. Eventually, it's turned out that he has Asperger's syndrome, which is a form of autism on top of the speech problems, and on top of that he had Tourette syndrome, which causes nervous tics, and sometimes they swear. Tics, and strange noises, and also ADHD, hyperactive, and tension problems. Um, and of course, all of this has affected how he can function in the world. So he can't hold a job like anybody else, so he gets disability. My daughters, again, walked on time, um, but maybe a little uh, speech delayed slightly, but she speaks very clearly. After she did start speaking, um, the only big difference as far as like their toddler years that I would say was she was harder to potty train than Charlie was. But when she got it, she had it. Um, and definitely some things like you would expect them to be able to do took some things took longer, like learning to tie their shoes. Um, so, um, eh, but she wasn't diagnosed with Asperger's syndrome until she was in her around her early teens. So she is not going to be um, doing a lot of things a lot of young women her age would be doing. Um, but like I said, what I want to talk about are universal programs, because we ran into an issue. Um, Cherokee and Charles, both get disability, and they both get Medicaid, because they can't go out and work jobs like other people and get health insurance through a job. Um, and of course, that means they also qualify for food stamps. But here's the problem: because those programs aren't universal, every year time has to be taken to apply over and over again for something they qualify for. Um, and isn't going to change. Their disabilities aren't going to change. They're not going to miraculously be healed and become normal functioning people and go out and cure cancer. No, I'm a realistic parent. I have to be. I have no choice but to be a realistic parent and be aware of my children's limitations, because I can't help them properly if I'm not realistic and facing their limitations head on, just like I have to face my own limitations head on, which is frustrating sometimes. But universal programs, if there was universal health care, um, I wouldn't be wasting time and somebody else's time applying for this program over and over again. It's a waste of time and money to make people apply for this stuff over and over again when that situation is not going to change. The other problem with the fact that we don't have universal health care is, okay, she's got Medicaid, but I have health care through my job. Okay. Now, that might sound like an issue to you until you're trying to make appointments. Okay, not every doctor wants to deal with Medicaid. There's a stigmatism to it. People think that if you're getting Medicaid, you must be some sort of like a lazy bum. And there's lots of reasons you could be getting Medicaid that have nothing to do with being a lazy or a bum. You could be permanently disabled, temporarily disabled, trying to escape from a abusive relationship that maybe temporarily you can't work for a while because you're hiding out from the person that is abusing you. There's things people don't think about because it ain't happening to them, so they think it doesn't exist. Well, there's a lot of things that can go wrong in somebody's life that can cause you to be in a situation where you need help, you need assistance. um you, you know but if we had a universal healthcare problem, then every doctor would be taking it, and I wouldn't be trying to juggle around. Okay, I need to find a doctor that not only takes her her Medicaid, but will also take my health care from my doctor, and not trying to go to 10 different doctors and have things coordinated so that I have more time to work my job and take care of the house and take care of her, and just more time to have a balanced life. Um, and maybe I wouldn't be having so many health problems currently now if I wasn't so stressed out all the damn time because I'm running in 10 different directions trying to take care of everything. Um, so, so universal healthcare would just kind of nip a lot of things in the bud. A lot of the cost for healthcare is all this unnecessary paperwork for insurance people, and you gotta apply over and over again for Medicaid for somebody who ain't gonna ever be a fully functional person, you know. um and then other thing, and that's a problem, is food stamps. Okay, maybe it's not just a universal healthcare problem, program, but we need, I think, a universal, either food stamp, a universal food stamp program, as well as a UBI, a universal basic income. What anybody gets from disability, if especially if they've never worked and that they're supposed to try and survive on, doesn't do it. Is she if something happened to me, um, God, I can't die. I can't do it. I don't have time to die. Um, because I gotta take care of my kids who can't take care of themselves, even though they're adults. Um, y- y- you know, um, so, uh, 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 and the way that food stamps works right now, there's all these things. Hey, are you making too much money? There needs like a baseline. Okay, it costs this much for an adult to eat for a month, normal foods. Okay, to be able to have, fresh fruits and vegetables and decent healthy food for a month. They need to figure that out, an approximate for that. And then if you feel, and then if that's not enough because maybe you have a special need of some kind, maybe due to being diabetic or some other allergies, things like that, you go in and say, okay, you've given me this is my baseline. Maybe it's 255 $500 a month. Believe me, ain't Cherokee's only supposed to get like $100 or so food stamps a month. And one of the problems we just have is because even though I did all the paperwork to reapply, um, like I was supposed to, got everything in on time. Apparently, they claim they sent a letter last month asking for an interview. Why we need to do this damn interview, I don't know. We need to do this interview and waste this time and this money because taxpayer dollars wasting it, because we don't have a universal program to take care of people's basic needs. Um, and yeah, a lot of people are going to work and need to work and whatnot. Uh, in this thing that people are going to just be lazy and not want to work if they have this. Okay, maybe there will be a handful of people like that, but you know what? Most of us aren't good at sitting around. I'll be honest. Despite my age and my health problems, I am frustrated by being forced to sit because my hips are killing me. My back is killing me. Because I'm dizzy, because I've had a couple of head injuries that I'm probably lucky to still be alive that happened at work. You know, um, just so there needs to be a UBI, universal basic income, a universal basic food program, universal health care. And on top of those, there needs to be a universal public transport system, that everybody has access to no matter what. I mean, because come on, public transportation is being paid for by our tax dollars, but yet you got to come up with a bus fee too? That's not fair. You're using our tax dollars to put these transit systems into place, and then you want to charge us to use it. Well, you're already getting our money. You don't need to get more. Ugh. So yeah, and on top of it, yes, there needs to be a universal basic housing program. Yeah. Oh, you want to say there's public housing? There ain't enough public housing. There's not enough public housing. There was enough public housing, and no, it's your public housing, no matter how screwed up you are. No, because I'm telling you, people, say you became because this is you're homeless because you're a drug addict. You could be homeless because you lost your job. You could be homeless because you're escaping again an abusive relationship, and you want to say, "Oh, that didn't." Yes, that happened to me. So yeah, I that's why that'll be like my number one example of things that aren't your fault, that go wrong in your life, but haven't, can make you homeless, can make you need to, because you're hiding out from somebody who's supposed to love you but is trying to kill you. So yeah. Anyways, but no, there's not enough public housing. There's not. We need a universal public housing program, and if that is connected nationwide, because maybe your 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 condition, like say you're born with a disease like cystic fibrosis. I had two cousins with that. Maybe you are initially born somewhere where they don't have doctors who know enough to take care of you for this genetic disease, and you need to relocate. Well, that's where you go, where maybe you step into the office and you say, okay, my child is born with this, and there's not doctors here. I need to relocate for the doctors, and they help you set up your relocation to be near doctors that can take care of your child for whatever illness that they have, that is going to, because cystic fibrosis, I've seen some people. My cousins died young. Okay, Janice and we were 21 when she died. uh Alan lived a little longer than her. I think he made it to 24. um uh, and I can't even imagine some of the bills that their parents had to cope with, and how much that stressed them out, and how that might have even played into their divorce because of all those bills and that stress, trying to take care of two children who were born with a disease that there's no cure for. All you can do is take care of them the best you can, and try to give them the longest, most normal life possible for them. Okay, so we need like a handful of universal programs so that we're not fighting and running in 10 different directions trying to take care of ourselves and the people we love, is what it boils down to. UBIs, universal health care, uh, universal public housing, universal public transportation, that you can rely on. That bus is going to stop there at those times of day, and that you can, and get you where you need to and back without a problem, and without having to cough up extra money. Because let me tell you, there's nothing like you are having a very long day. You've had to take the bus to wherever you needed to go. Now you're trying to get home, but you couldn't eat because the only money you had to be spent on the bus. There's nothing more torturous than you're standing right next to a restaurant. You can smell the food, but you can't have none. And that's just wrong to put people through that. It's just wrong. So that's just kind of where I'm at right now, friends and family. Hope that was an overload. I don't try to make things this long, so my apologies for how long the video is. And I hope you're having peace in your hearts and in your lives. Peace.